I don't want to wait around for somebody to give me the job to advance forward. I want to take the initiative.
The vision that this program gives me is really what goes into the entire application process.
An MBA is the next step for me to really kind of propel my career forward, become a leader in business.
I want to empower women all over the world. So Forte is it's the first step in the right direction for me.
Everyone has their own story, but I feel like my story is unique and deserves to be heard.
Good morning and welcome to this morning's MBA launch event. On behalf of the entire Forte team, I can't tell you how thrilled we are to get started with you.
Today is the kickoff event for our MBA launch program in New York City. It's a fantastic event where prospective MBA students are getting together, meeting each other, being introduced to role models, and they're learning about the full 10-month curriculum that they'll be going through in the MBA launch program.
The Forte MBA Launch program came about because for years and years we would see women struggling with two main things. Number one, the GMAT, and number two, confidence.
Success, it turns out, correlates just as closely with confidence as it does with competence.
So Grade on the Job works with Forte on the first day of MBA launch to help women in the program develop skills to present themselves well in every conversation that they have, whether it's a networking conversation, whether they're meeting with recruiters from a business school, or for any future business opportunity, a new role that they're looking to land, or a new project, assignment, job, whatever it is. We empower them.
So a lot of women won't go after opportunities if they feel that they don't have 10 out of 10 skills listed on a job posting. Where a man would say, oh, I've got 5 of those skills, I'm going for it. Well, that's great. How do we get the confidence?
I don't know how to go to business school. Actually studied theater in college, was never planning on going into business, wasn't even on my radar. Actually thought I would probably be an artist in the long term. This is not a job that I was raised to have, and yet I know it's the experience that I need to have the impact that I want. And so while I'm terrified of this whole experience, and I think as a woman understand that I'm gonna be doubting myself in ways that I don't even probably need to be, I know that I need Forte support to help me through the logistics, the encouragement, and the network along the way to make business school possible for me.
The MBA application process is one that can be confusing, and for some people it can be intimidating, right? So one of the things I want to accomplish with the 70 women who are here, who are part of the MBA launch program, is to help demystify that process, and just to be helpful.
Of course, everyone is afraid of the GMAT. Let me take that again. I'm no longer afraid of the GMAT. I know now what to do, and it's just about having a positive attitude towards the GMAT because I am what I think I am.
Yeah, it's back to test prep because I haven't used that side of my brain in a long time.
What am I dreading about this whole process? What am I dreading? Having to think about how drastically life is going to change if I get accepted to somewhere on the West Coast, but I'm also excited because I want that.
I want to congratulate you and also say thank you for making the commitment to this program. It's a big step. You're going to have the opportunity to interact with each other. You'll have contacts with us at Forte and through all of our sponsors that are really going to help you along the journey and be right there with you celebrating as we get toward the end.
I felt like what's an organization that is focused on also the personal things I had going on in life, like I'm about to get married and how do you balance all of those decisions. And so I'm hoping that together we can all get through this process and celebrate when we get accepted into business school.
I was meeting with my peer group. There's 6 women of us in it. We meet once a month. One of the women is an investment banker. One has her own startup. One is working in some sort of culinary food truck empire. And then me as sort of a nonprofit leader, really just the total range of what women leadership looks like, I feel like, for our generation. And there was this moment where we all went around and talked about why we weren't going to get into business school. Could you ever imagine a group of men sitting around talking about how they're not going to get into business school or everything that's wrong with their application? No woman feels like she's doing this process right.
No one ever tells you that when you start, the process. All they talk about is the GMAT. How
Say the word GMAT around me.
If I ace the GMAT, there's nothing I can't do.
There are several months of focus on the GMAT, and we ask that they do that first. And then we focus the remaining time on everything from the essay to the interview to specifically how to answer the why do you want an MBA question.
It's such a financial investment. It's such a time investment. I know we're both 27. There are family considerations, there are work considerations.
So each month has a theme. In week 1, you attend a webinar. Week 2, you reflect on that webinar and have a homework assignment. Week 3, you meet with your jam session, your peer group, and which is critically important because it's your support network.
I have to decide, make real strong decisions for myself. And I thought I had it all together at the Forte event.
I took advantage of the Forte expert chats where we get to connect with the admissions committee members for 15 minutes. And I was talking to the director at Tuck of admissions. And she was saying, when you show up at school 2 weeks in, all of a sudden recruiting is going to start. And the consulting and nonprofit and finance companies are all going to come recruiting on the same day. And you need to know which one that you're going to go to, right?
MBA Launch is a program for women who really know that they want an MBA. The support that they give each other is really one of the selling points of this program. It allows them to keep each other on track with writing essays, with getting their resume together, but it also gives them inspiration to keep moving forward.
And so what's new with you?
I actually got engaged 2 weeks ago.
Welcome to the world of being engaged during the B-School application.
Another facet of my personal life I have to factor into everything else.
I think that's been one of the hardest things is creating the set schedule to actually study when your job I just have crazy commitments until the end of the year right now.
So have you guys been keeping up on the webinars?
I recently listened to the resume webinar and how you have to totally tailor your resume differently for an MBA admissions committee.
It made me go back and look at every bullet point in my resume and try to ensure that my impact was palpable.
These women may be the only ones in their own network to be preparing for an MBA. So by participating in MBA Launch, they not only have peer support, but they have the opportunities to really stay connected and stay on track and engaged with what's coming next.
It feels like a place where people can be really just get down and, I don't want to say get down and dirty, but really be really real about expectations and things they might be nervous about, or how do I navigate this, and values propositions and all of that.
The main thing we're all looking for is we're making decisions about who gets into the classes. Do they have the right reason for wanting to do this particular program?
As an admissions officer, I love getting to know people on more of a one-on-one basis. One of the things that the MBA Launch program has, in addition to the panel that we serve on, is also an opportunity to do roundtables with small groups of women. And so we can hear their stories, we can hear their questions, and it gives us a better sense of them when they come through our admissions process, and we've got a picture in our mind of what kind of person that we might want to have in our program.
So I know I've heard the MBA Launch receptions are an excellent way to connect with our business schools in a more intimate environment. They're an exclusive opportunity before our Forte forums to start forming those relationships before their applications are even submitted.
Listening to your webinars and hearing about the global perspective and the ability to take classes in the different Yale schools in the second year is what's really attracting me.
And you're also welcome to take any electives throughout Yale University.
I think the last time we talked, the biggest thing was the test. Don't say the word GMAT around me. I actually got 4 points higher than I thought I was going to get.
I thought I had it all together at the Forte. So here I was getting ready to apply for the MBA, and then I found out that I was pregnant. I was, apprehensive about letting everyone know about my situation. To look, I want to apply next year, and they're like, that's fine.
I have just Forte was really that community of women that made me feel like I could balance all the personal stuff that was going on, still my career and still this application process. So I'm just leaving it up to fate and the big guy.